Two nuclear submarines, one angry tweet, and Donald Trump saying, just in case. Yeah, this isn't a Tom Clancy novel. This is real life. This week, Donald Trump ordered the repositioning of two U.S. nuclear submarines toward appropriate regions near Russia. After a social media spat with Dmitry Medvedev, the former Russian president, who just reminded the world why Twitter fights and nuclear weapons should never be in the same sentence. And if you think this sounds like a petty online beef, you're right. Except in this beef, one side has nukes, the other side has nukes, and everyone else has anxiety. Here's what happened. Trump's been trying and failing to negotiate a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine. He promised he'd end the war in 24 hours once in office. Well, we are months in, and surprise, Putin hasn't RSVP'd to that promise. So Trump gave Russia a deadline. Cease by August 8 or face new economic sanctions. Medvedev, who is basically Putin's hype man with extra nuclear clearance, jumped on X and called Trump's threat a step towards war. He accused Trump of playing an ultimatum game with Russia. And because it's 2025 and politicians can't resist dramatic comebacks, Trump fired back on Truth Social, calling Medvedev's comments highly provocative and ordering two nuclear submarines to reposition. Let me be clear, these are rubber ducky submarines. These are nuclear-powered ballistic missile-capable ocean coast that can vanish under the sea for months and reappear anywhere with enough firepower to turn a city into a parking lot. Now, moving nuclear submarines is not like moving a chess piece. It's more like waving a loaded gun in the middle of an argument. You're not firing, but you're letting everyone know you could. Trump says this was a precautionary move in response to threatening comments. And others say it's probably rhetorical, because the US already has enough nuclear subs in position to hit Russia if needed. But here's the thing. When a US president announces anything about nuclear weapons publicly, that's not normal. Nuclear deployments are usually top secret. Imagine if your neighbor walked into your living room and said, "Hey, I just loaded my shotgun, just in case you say something dumb." You'd move out, or move your own shotgun closer to the window. Let's talk about the pettiness. Medvedev wasn't done. He posted on Telegram marking Trump with the reference to Russia's Cold War-era Dead Hand system, an automatic nuclear retaliation program that launches missiles even if the leadership is wiped out. Basically, if Russia gets nuked, the Dead Hand makes sure someone else gets nuked back, no matter what. Trump's reply? He called Medvedev the failed former president of Russia and warned him to watch his words because he was entering very dangerous territory. Yeah, very dangerous territory. As in, we're talking about nuclear Armageddon in an Instagram comment section. So, who's actually holding the bigger stick here? As of 2025, the US and Russia control 87% of the world's nuclear weapons. The US Navy operates 71 nuclear-powered submarines, 14 of them ballistic missile subs, each capable of ending civilizations as we know it. Russia has fewer than 30 nuclear-powered subs, but some carry the latest Bulava missiles. And remember, with nukes, it's not about how many you have, it's about whether you have enough. Spoiler, both do. Here's the danger. Public nuclear signaling can spiral quickly. Once one leader shows a nuclear chess move, the other has to respond, not necessarily with weapons, but with something. So far, the Kremlin hasn't directly responded to Trump's submarine order. A Russian lawmaker basically shrugged and said, they already have more subs under control than the US, which is definitely not true. But that's the point. It's posture. This is classic Cold War theater, except it's not the 1960s anymore. We have social media, meaning instead of shadowy backroom threads, we get nuclear escalation in real time with likes and retweets. If you're getting deja vu, you're not wrong. In 2017, Trump announced he had sent two nuclear submarines to the Korean peninsula before meeting with Kim Jong-un. That was part of his fire and fury strategy, which, depending on who you ask, was either masterclass brinkmanship or reckless nuclear foreplay. Back then, at least there was some strategic ambiguity. Now, we are watching Trump name-drop nuclear subs in public posts, like he's ordering an Uber Black. So why did Trump do this? Number 1, frustration. His peace talks with Putin haven't delivered. Number 2, ego. The Medvedev spat wasn't just about Ukraine, it was personal. Trump hates being publicly challenged, especially by foreign leaders. And number 3, messaging. He plays well to his America strong base. Moving nuclear subs is a military equivalent of pounding a chest and saying, don't mess with us. Here's why you should care. Nuclear posturing, even if rhetorical, increases the chance of miscalculation. If one side thinks the other is actually preparing for a strike, they might take steps just in case, which the other side sees as escalation, and boom, you've got a feedback loop of paranoia. And remember, accidents happen. In 1983, a Soviet officer named Stanislav Petrov ignored a false alarm that said the US had launched missiles. If he had followed protocol, we might not be here. Now imagine that false alarm happening today, while Trump and Medvedev are playing who can clap back harder online. So the question isn't, will Trump's submarine stop Russia? It's, do we really want nuclear diplomacy happening on social media? Because every time this stuff plays out online, the stakes aren't just likes and views. They are measured in megatons. And if you think this is the last time we'll see Trump flex the nuclear card, remember August 8 is just days away. A ceasefire deadline is ticking. And in politics, deadlines have a nasty habit of ending with someone doing something reckless. So maybe, just maybe, we should stop treating submarines like they're part of a Twitter thread and start treating them like the end of the war machines they are. Because once those are in play, there's no delete tweet button. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts below. Because honestly, this feels like the 2025 sequel to the Cuban Missile Crisis, but with worse Wi-Fi.